Fani Willis is contemptible, contemptuous, contumacious, an absolute embarrassment. Embarrassment to the bar, to the court, to prosecutors. She is arrogant, willful, stubborn, disrespectful, and has a haughtiness and an undeserved, again, arrogance that is not deserved. She is in a court before a judge with no balls, no guts, no backbone, no judicial temperament. She is running roughshod over everyone. She has immediately established herself as being in charge, the alpha female. Imagine a dog coming in and lifting a leg and marking the territory and saying, "This is mine." You have a group of people who, if they were any other group, let me say it, if the litigants were white, you would call them white trash, trailer trash, hicks, hillbillies. There would be absolutely no problem whatsoever in just unloading on them in terms of their attitude, their backwards, hayseed, rusticator, podunk, corn pone, a bib overall, a hee-haw demeanor. There would have been nothing, because as you know, when you have white folks who were involved in anything, and this is the rule, I'm not telling you anything this isn't true or you didn't know, but you can call them anything you want. You can call them white nationalists, white separatists, white racists, Trump, MAGA, whatever you want. But because we have African Americans here, you can hear people almost coming to the point where they would say what they would say if it were anybody else in any other demographic. You would say, what kind of low-rent Jerry Springer, Ricky Lake, Maury Povich nonsense is this? Who are these low-rent, as we'd say in the South, a bunch of three-peckered goats who think this is our candy jar? We are going to do this, and we're going to run this, and how dare you? This arrogant. I cannot tell you. Where is the 65 Project? There was an organization, a group of people, a bunch of lawyers who were involved. In fact, I'll look at this right now. The 65 Project, this was a bunch of folks who got together. This was, quote, a bipartisan effort to protect democracy from the abuse of the legal system by holding accountable lawyers who engage in fraudulent and malicious lawsuits to, in essence, overturn elections and the like. This is why nobody will ever represent a Donald Trump other than this band of incompetence, but that's another story. There's nobody in response. There's nobody. There's nobody. I mean, they're on Fox News. You got Jonathan Turley, he's an expert. You got Greg Jarrett, he's an expert. You got Alan Dershowitz, he's an expert. But nobody will do anything. There is no group of Republican or conservative lawyers who were marching straight to the grievance committee, straight to the Bar Association, and filing motion after motion, complaint after complaint against this bevy, this coterie of mendacious, perjurious, lying, incompetent, boorish rubes. This is the part that's the most important. These are the most contemptible of people that we wouldn't like in any arena, at any level, sitting next to me in a Jiffy Lube waiting room. There is nothing even remotely respectful. Look at the clothes. I mean, there's just contempt for everything. It's this how dare you attitude about this Fani Willis that gets me. And then she gets her father up there. I don't know what the purpose of this was. This man who actually was so prescient and so vatic that he could predict COVID, and they're laying your head, and this contempt that she has, lying. This is from a witness. If this were any other judge, she would be told, you say you have one more outburst, I'm going to hold you in direct contempt. And if you keep it up, you're going to have to bring your toothbrush because you'll be spending the night in county lockup. This is what any other judge would do. But she's frightening them. She's scaring them. They are, as we say in Hell's Kitchen, scared. And let me say this again. The attitude, this disrespectful, it's like having children, rude, troubled kids off their meds in charge of prosecution. This woman who decides, by God, I'm going to take lawfare to levels that no one ever imagined. I'm going to bring a racketeering case against people who don't even know each other. For that, if that's not abusive process, malicious prosecution, depending upon the particular cause of action you feel most comfortable with, I don't know what is. This is a civil rights violation. You're bringing cases that theoretically, I guess, would satisfy the bare bones interpretation of the statute. But we've got this with Letitia James. Let me explain something. There is no courtroom. There is nothing. There is nothing, not with with Alvin Bragg's case, not with Judge Engeron's case. I mean, there might have been some moments, but Letitia James and others, granted, you might say, well, this is unethical for an attorney general to base her campaign promise on I'm going to get Trump. But in terms of the decorum, in terms of just the respect that is shown the court, in any other situation, nobody strips it down to its most disrespectful, because a courtroom is like a church. It looks like a church. This is you may not agree or like judges or prosecutors, but there's this tabernacle of justice attitude that people have. It's why you dress appropriately and not wearing dresses backwards, as the sartorial police have alleged. But that's neither here nor there. I have never, normally sometimes you see, well, Trump said something outside of court. Trump's lawyer, Helena Hamada, said something outside of court. So-and-so said something outside of court. It was Eric Trump or whatever said something outside. But in court itself, within the confines, within the four walls, it's always been respectful. There might have been seething contempt beneath this. But Fani Willis, I hope she gets a name. They're going to Fani Willis someone. That somewhere the bar associations, the legal scholars, law schools are going to say, we cannot exist in a society where this kind of contumacious, brazen, stubborn, disrespectful, arrogant, needlessly combative, rude. It's Karen. I've said it. I've seen, if this were any other situation, I've seen videos where people have been in airports or in a fast food where all of a sudden somebody flies over the counter and starts fighting. This is where we are. This is like the lunatic Karen on an airport. This arrogance. This is what, watch any video on police stops who used, badge cams or vest cams, and watch the arrogance of people today. You can't stop me. Who do you think you are? This and the. I mean, it's this rude, crazy, lunatic world, no holds barred, no respect, with the word respect being used over and over again. Fani Willis is contemptible. She is absolutely barred, without exception, the most, and I say this it's not unattractive as a person, but unattractive as a litigant who shows nothing but this. There's no decorum, no respect, no elegance, no nothing. This is a rare, again, out of all Trump's cases or anything that we see on TV, you can watch any TV, any court TV-esque. You can go into traffic court. You can go into small claims in Dothan, Alabama, in Sacramento, in anywhere, federal court, appellate court, driver's license, administrative hearings. You will never, ever see the likes of a Fani Willis. This arrogant, boorish, churlish, disgustingly inappropriate. I mean, she is going to get herself, her office is, if her office is not disqualified, not the case dismissed, but if her office is not disqualified, there is no justice and there is no God. What do you think? What do you think? Am I over the top? Am I overreacting? I don't think so. Comment as you see fit.